Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. Now folks, if you've been paying attention to the NFC East lately, you know that things are heating up. The division is as competitive as ever, but there's a sense that something might be on the verge of shifting. And no, I'm not just talking about on-field performances, but also about strategic moves, trades, and perhaps even some surprises that could redefine how this division looks in the coming years. And one of the biggest stories right now involves the Washington Commanders and a potential trade that could shake things up. Specifically, the possibility of acquiring Tampa Bay's Rachaad White. Let's set the scene for you. Just last week, the Commanders faced a tough Thursday night football matchup against the Green Bay Packers. It was a game that, frankly, exposed some vulnerabilities that many fans had been worried about. Jayden Daniels, who's been stepping into the quarterback role, struggled to get anything going against a Packers defense that was simply relentless. Micah Parsons, along with the rest of Green Bay's front seven, was all over Daniels. They kept him contained, not giving him any room to maneuver, to scramble, or to find his receivers. It was a textbook example of how a dominant front can stifle an offense, especially when your quarterback is still getting comfortable at this level. And let's not forget, the Packers' defense was filling all the gaps, making it impossible for Austin Ekeler or Bill Krosky-Merritt to find any running room. Ekeler, who's been a reliable weapon for Washington, found himself bottled up all night, and that's not even the worst part. As the game was winding down, Ekeler suffered a non-contact injury, an Achilles tear no less. The reports from Adam Schefter confirmed it, and in the NFL, an Achilles tear often means a season-ending injury. That's a crushing blow for Washington because Ekeler, even if he's not the same player he was a few years ago, still brought a lot to the table, especially as a pass protector and a pass catcher. Losing him leaves a huge hole in the offense, a gap that's not so easy to fill with someone already on the roster. It's a problem that demands urgent attention. And this is where things get interesting, because Washington, knowing they need a reliable replacement, has their eyes on a player who might just be the perfect fit, Rachaad White from Tampa Bay. Now, White isn't a rookie. He's in his fourth NFL season, and he's shown flashes of being a really versatile back. In his early years with Tampa Bay, he was pretty much their go-to guy, racking up over 1,000 yards from scrimmage in both 2023 and 2024. That's no small feat, especially considering how crowded the backfield can be in the NFL. But here's the kicker: down the stretch last season, and even early this season, White's role has diminished. The coaching staff shifted their focus to Bucky Irving, who's been the bell cow back for Tampa Bay. If you look at the opening game this season against the Atlanta Falcons, White only played 25% of the snaps, while Irving was in for almost 77%. That's a clear signal of who the coaches trust more at this point. But White's greatest strength has always been his ability to contribute in the passing game, and that's exactly what Washington needs right now. With Krosky-Merritt emerging as a legitimate pass catcher and ball carrier, adding White would give the offense a much-needed dimension. An extra threat in the passing game, someone who can be trusted to catch out of the backfield and make plays on third down. Now, on Tampa Bay's side, trading White wouldn't leave them completely stranded. They still have Irving, who's proven he can handle a true bell cow role, and they also have a promising third stringer, Sean Tucker. Tucker has been praised consistently by the coaching staff, and he can step in to spell Irving when needed. So the Bucs aren't in a panic mode. They can afford to let White go if the right offer comes along. I'd imagine a mid-round draft pick, probably a late third or early fourth, could be enough to seal the deal. It's a trade that makes a lot of sense for both teams. Washington gets a player who fits their immediate needs, and Tampa Bay gets a valuable draft asset for a running back who might not be in their long-term plans anymore. But let's take a moment to appreciate White's career so far. He's been a solid contributor, especially in the passing game, and even though his role has been limited recently, his potential remains high. He's proven he can handle the workload, and with a fresh start in Washington, he could become a key piece of their offensive puzzle. The Commanders, after all, have been looking to bolster their offense and find more consistency at the running back position. With the team's current roster, they've seen flashes of promise, but they need that extra spark, that spark White could potentially provide. Looking at the bigger picture, the Commanders are at a fascinating point in their season. They've had some bright moments, but also some setbacks, like the tough loss against the Packers. The injury to Eckler is a setback, no doubt, but it also opens the door for new opportunities. The team's front office is clearly exploring options to keep their offense dynamic and unpredictable. Acquiring White would be a strategic move, one that aligns with their goal of competing in the NFC and making a serious playoff push this year. And it's not just about filling a gap, it's about making a statement. Washington is showing that they're willing to make bold moves to stay competitive, to adapt quickly, and to build on their strengths. The coaching staff has already shown a willingness to develop young talent like Krosky Merritt, and now they're eyeing a player like White to add depth and versatility. It's a smart move, especially considering how White's skill set complements what the team is trying to build, an offense that's fast, aggressive, and capable of taking advantage of mismatches. As we look ahead, the NFC East remains a fiercely contested division. The Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and now potentially the Commanders, everyone is jockeying for position. The trade for Rachaad White could be just the piece that pushes Washington over the top, giving them a new weapon and a fresh spark on offense. It's a move that could pay dividends, especially if White can quickly adapt to the team's system and become a reliable threat in the passing game. NFL is all about moments, and this could be one of those moments for Washington, a chance to make a bold statement to show that they're serious contenders and to keep their fans excited for what's to come. So fans, keep your eyes on this story. The trade discussions are ongoing, and if it happens, it could change the landscape for the Commanders' season. This is a team that's always looking to improve, always trying to find that extra edge, and this move might just be what they need to take that next step. The NFC East is wide open, and Washington isn't just sitting back. They're actively making moves to stay relevant and push for big things ahead. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think acquiring Rachaad White is the right call? Are you excited about how he could fit into the offense and help the team push for the playoffs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the future of this team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Washington Commanders news. We'll continue to bring you in-depth analysis, exclusive insights, and everything you need to stay ahead of the game. Because, at the end of the day, this is your channel, your community, and your team. Thanks for being here, and as always, go Commanders!